From the County Seat Sports Grill in downtown Lillington, this is Camel Call Live. I'm Chris Ameyer, and tonight we've got Campbell head football coach, former Carolina Panther Mike Minter, plus another former Carolina Panther, and our running backs coach, Dee Brown. Plus, I think we're going to bring the whole stable of running backs are going to come in, and why not? Because the O-line in front of your stable of running backs paved the way for 315 yards on the ground. It was a 48-18 dismantling of previously unbeaten NC Central on Saturday. Central, folks, was receiving votes in the FCS polls. They were ranked in one of them a couple of weeks ago. Campbell ended with that win against NC Central, the longest win streak in all of FCS. They had won 7 games dating back to last year. They were the hottest team in the country. And Coach Minter, we'll start there. What impressed you the most about this complete blowout win?
Well, I think the effort of the guys. I think they really play tough and really play some smart football. And we always talk about the start. How do you start the game is very important. So we look at that on the offensive side of the ball. The first 5 drives, we need to score 3 out of 5. And then defensively, you got to go 4 for 4. You got to make them punt 4 times or get a turnover like we did in the 3rd series. And that's a great start for us. And we was able to do that, and we jump out 24-0. Now you put a team who have not been behind this whole season. Now they got to figure out how to do that. And that was our goal. And I think these guys did a great job of coaching. The guys was focused. They was ready to go. And, great win coming out of bye week.
Yeah, you weren't exaggerating. NC Central literally had not trailed in their 4 previous games. They beat on the road a top 25 ranked New Hampshire team. They beat NCA&T. You and NCA&T are picked to finish near the top of the Big South Conference. We'll bring in the running backs coach, Dee Brown here. And Dee, I know since that game at the Citadel, you've been looking for a repeat performance. You got it, and then some. Your thoughts on how your stable of backs performed?
Well, obviously, I thought they played very well, but they've been playing well all season. Guys are really working hard and pushing each other. Bryant Barr is having his second, I think, 100-yard game of his career. And so I was very proud of him being the big brother of the group, and those guys are just continuing to grow. And I'm looking forward to having some more performances like that, obviously, the rest of the season.
We'll meet them a little bit later on in the show, as I think your whole running back room is going to come here to the county seat in the second half hour. But Coach, talk about that. When we talked to you at the beginning of the year, Coach Brown, you had told us, you said, hey, I feel comfortable going 4, 5, 6 deep. And we said, all right. But really, that's what you have. And they're all happy and they all pull from each other. How the heck do you do that? It's not an easy thing.
They're just buying in. Coach Minter has done a great job in his 10th year of just creating a culture of being unselfish and playing for each other, looking in the mirror and trying to be better every day and bringing a teammate along. And as I said before, Bryant Barr has done a great job of kind of being the big brother of that group. You can see it all the way down to our true freshman, Naquari Rogers. Those guys really push each other, and you just watch them in practice. As you said, they'll be here together. They travel everywhere together. They sit together in the cafeteria. They're always together on the field, and so it's just a culture and a family atmosphere, and it's a brotherhood with those guys. And I'm the great recipient of it, to watch them grow and just watch them continue to be productive.
The headline of the win, Coach Minter, was this stable of backs putting together 315 total yards, but it was a complete win. Let's start with the defense. They dismantled an NC Central team that was one of the highest scoring teams in the country. It was a shutout for a long time. What did you see from your tough D?
Well, what I saw, Chris, was guys flying around making plays and not thinking. And I think when you're playing defense, you got to be able to just react and play fast. And that's what Coach Adams and Coach Howard had those guys doing, is flying around and really being physical. Because there was some hard hits going on that football field from the defense, and really setting a tone and sending a statement of how physical we're going to be as a football team. It was really good that we stopped the run. We haven't done that like in 11 games, right? And me being a defensive guy, man, it drive me crazy. And we was finally able to shut down a really good offense from running the football. And they was under 100 yards, that's what you want when you're on the defensive side of football. And so I thought they did a great job in stopping the run. I thought they did a great job in forcing turnovers. And when they came, because, again, when you get a turnover in the first 4 series, that's very important. And then the second turnover came in what we call the middle 10, the first 5 minutes of the last 5 minutes of the first half. We was able to get a turnover, return it, and then get 3 points out of it. And so that's a 10-point going into the half advantage. Man, we jumped too far ahead at that point. And so defense played really good, really fed off the offense and what they was doing. And so proud of what they was able to do, stopping Mr. Richard from running the football from the quarterback position, which, the first 4 opponents could not do.
Your defense limited Richard and that rushing attack, 96 yards on 29 carries, just 3.3 per. A team that was in the top 10 in the country in rushing. They average over 200. Incredible. Brevin Allen looked like the Brevin Allen we know. Look, he's been double-teamed. He's been triple-teamed. But you told us that he'd been pressing with this idle week. You got him right. You said, look, you're gonna see some big things from him. We certainly did from big number 9.
9 was all over the football field. He was in the backfield. And we was only sending 3 people. We wasn't trying to get sacks. What we was trying to do is keep him in the pocket. So a lot of people said, oh, Campbell wasn't getting rush on him. The defensive line really wasn't getting back there. That wasn't the game plan. The game plan was to push the pocket, and then once he took off, go get him. And that's what Brevin did all night long. He was in the backfield creating havoc, which is what we need from him. And he was chasing, making, tackles for loss when the running back got the ball, right? Big plays out there all day long, and we need that from 9 in order for the defense to be what it needs to be.
And they forced some out-of-the-pocket throws, some turnovers. Ed Dennis had one, and Miles Rouser, a 4-star. He was the highlight of that FCS #1 recruiting class. We saw him step up, become comfortable in the ECU game. We saw him dominate in that game against NC Central. Talk about your true freshman.
Miles is a special talent, and we know that. And, him playing safety, and so I get a chance to, groom him from being able to. You were
a pretty good safety back in your day.
Being able to play that position, and now, Miles is starting to understand the game. He's really becoming a leader as a young guy on the defense. And everyone knows when he first got on campus, he was going to be special. Our first workout, he was like, okay, this kid, he can run all day. He doesn't get tired. I can't wait to see him play football. And now we're starting to see him, get more opportunities. I don't think he came off the field, so he was playing 2 positions that people didn't even know that. The position where he got the pick, he was at strong safety. He normally our rover. And so he didn't come off the field the whole game. We were switching him back from strong safety to rover, strong safety to rover. And, man, he did not disappoint.
Special teams didn't disappoint as well. Coach, I call his name once a game, Alex Santiago. He either makes a big hit or a big play. And I tell you what, if special teams creates a turnover, he is right there on it. He gets a block. And then Jalen Kelsey, who you have one of the fastest players on your team, one of your starting wide receivers, you have him on the punt team, and he recovered the blocked punt in the end zone for 6 more points. Tell me about that play.
Well, first of all, our philosophy is we want to be aggressive on punt return and try to go block kicks. Teams who block kicks win 90% of the time. Well, I'm like, what are we doing? Let's go block a kick and win games. And so that's our philosophy. And so Coach Williams does a great job of really scheming up guys on how, to come after the punter, how to break down their protection. And then he go get guys who want to be on there. Jalen Kelsey, our starting wide receiver, came to him and said, Coach, I want to be part of that. I want to be on there. I promise you I can block a kick. And Coach put him on there, and now he gets our first touchdown of the season from a block punt. And like you said, Santiago is always going to be around the football. And you remember like 2 or 3 years ago, right? He picks up the punt and miraculously return it for a touchdown to give us a chance to go to overtime to beat Gardner-Webb that year. He's always around when it comes to special teams. He's one of our captains on the special teams units and doing a heck of a job at tight end now because he's no longer at linebacker. Now he's playing tight end for us. And so we move him all over the football field because he's a football player.
Amazing. Coach Brown, we'll go back to you. A couple of things I want to touch on. Your running backs have done a good job all year, but they went to that extra level because finally, and a lot of people don't know this because we're not going to say it here on the air in any pregame, that was the first time you had your starting offensive line in front of your guys. What a difference does that make when everybody was playing the right position and healthy and in front of your fast guys?
It makes a heck of a difference because those guys have great continuity. And anytime you can get the offensive line to gel together, the running backs become the beneficiaries of it. And so what you saw was a healthy offensive line who are being trained by a great coach and Coach and I. And those guys are starting to gel, and I don't think they've even reached the tip of the iceberg of the potential that they can really produce at. And you'll see that week in and week out, but it is. You saw the benefits of having a healthy offensive line who can get together, talk and communicate and open up holes, and then you can see some of the double teams that Central had to face. You know, those guys were tired, and like we said, they were tapping out, and you saw that. And so we expect that to, that's kind of the standard in what those guys are doing up front. And I've ran behind great lines. I know how it feels, and our running backs are starting to experience it as well.
Coach Brown, they were tapping out because the first stringer got him for 136 yards. The second stringer got him for 2 touchdowns. A true freshman by the name of Rogers came in and ran all over him. And then at the end of the game, you guys weren't trying to rub salt in the wound. You were playing number 4, number 5, number 6, Chris McKay, Goode, Deante Jackson. They could start for most teams in the Big South, and they got a carry for 14 yards, a carry for 9 yards. The depth that you have there, just incredible. Guys that we haven't seen much this year could carry it 20 times a game and be very successful for you, couldn't they?
It's a great luxury to have as a running back coach, to have the staple of running backs. But like I said, it's because they've bought into, unlocking their potential and being the best at what they can do. All of them have different styles, and you kind of saw that in the 1 carry or the 11 carries or even the 23 carries that Barr had. He's a very versatile back, but you saw him breaking tackles, making guys miss in the secondary. And so when those guys get their moments, they just try to maximize it. If it's 1 carry, that's all they can get, but they're going to maximize their moment, and that's what you saw on Saturday.
Bryant Barr has been a very good runner on this team for now 5 years. What is the difference this year in Bryant Barr?
I think he's buying into just the process and what I'm trying to teach him. As far as taking care of his body, the things you need to do off the field to be an elite running back and to be available to play at that elite level every single week. So he's taking care of his body. It's important to him. His mind is right. He's doing all those things. It's not just going out and playing the game and just getting the ball and running. He's studying film. Like I said, he's taking care of his body. He's listening to the things that coach is telling him, the little nuances of playing the running back position. He's really taking an important role in being the best Bryant Barr that he could be. And that's what the biggest difference is. I came here maybe 8 months ago, so I don't know the previous Bryant Barr. I really don't care about the previous Bryant Barr. All I know is this guy that I met 8 months ago has really bought in, and you're seeing, you're seeing the things that he's doing, and I'm excited for him because I know he's going to have a big year. He has goals, and I have goals, and we're kind of going at this thing together, and I'm excited to see him meet those goals.
He is our running backs coach, Dee Brown. He is head coach Mike Minter. We're going to talk more running backs. We're going to talk more Campbell football. We're going to talk some Chiefs football and Panthers too. Coming up after the break with 2 former NFL players. This is Camel Call live from downtown Lillington. Back after this.
Step into a quality home you'll value for a lifetime, perfect for your family at every stage. Mattamy Homes focuses on what you value most, with different designs, styles, and finishes crafted to work within your budget. That's why we're ranked first in quality, value, and customer satisfaction. But we don't just build homes, we create communities with instant appeal and enduring value. See what we're building around Raleigh, places you'll be proud to call home. Visit MattamyHomes.com and see for yourself.
Since 2019, the Fighting Camel Club has funded championship-level facility projects such as the Eakes Athletics Complex renovation for Campbell Soccer and a new strength and conditioning space inside Gore Arena. This fall, your Fighting Camel Club donations will fund a new sports medicine facility, a new locker room for women's basketball, and a new digital media lab for athletes to work on their personal brands. Providing championship resources for Campbell student athletes. That's the mission of the Fighting Camel Club. For more information, go to GoCamels.com and click on the Give button.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's Bow time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's Bow time.
Welcome back to the County Seat Sports Grill in downtown Lillington. It is homecoming coming up this week. We've got so much going on. Football game, of course, on Saturday at 4, but we've got all of our fall sports that are in season right now are going to play on Friday and Saturday. GoCamels.com for everything, but get your homecoming football tickets 4 o'clock this Saturday. I tell everybody this. I say, you got to get your tickets now because I'm going to get a lot of calls on Thursday, Friday telling me, Coach, there's no tickets. I can't get tickets. Even Campbell head coach Mike Minter, I don't think, can get you tickets. Not for the homecoming game. This is a game that sells out, Coach, and this is going to be a fun one as Campbell will take on Charleston Southern. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I want to stay on the sensational 48-18 win against previously unbeaten NC Central. Coach, Haj Malik Williams, we haven't even talked about him yet. Oh, by the way, he's the Big South Conference player, offensive player of the week. 22 for 33, 248 yards to 9 different receivers. 46 yards rushing and a TD. I go back to that, 9 different receivers. You don't see that in a Pee Wee League game. Tell me about the play of your quarterback.
Well, you know, Hodge is our point guard, right? So he's supposed to get the ball to the playmakers, and he did a great job of doing that all game long because he's starting to master the quarterback position. He's starting to master the game plan and what we're trying to do as an offense, and he trusts everybody. So he's going to get the ball to the open receiver. I think Coach Whedon's done a great job of putting together an offense that take advantage of what the defense is going to give you. And that means that we got to have depth. If you got 9 people catching the football, that means that you got to have 9 good people to get on the football field to catch the ball. And so that goes to the depth of what we have. And, you know, Hodge has just done a great job of doing it. He's just getting better and better throughout this season. And, man, he's going to be a monster as we get towards the end of this season. He's really going to be something to watch and cheer on. And, you know, he's going to be electrifying.
Yep. Sensational. Jalen Kelsey is the special teams player of the week. If you had that on your bingo card, you should go buy a lottery ticket right now. Just incredible. As you said, when we had Coach here, he said, if you want to be on the row, and that's what they call special teams, if you want to be on the row, you earn it in practice, and I'll put you on there, and it doesn't matter who's out there. I don't think you'll let him take Haj Malik Williams, but other than that, anybody can be put on there. Huh?
Other than that, anybody can be on special teams other than our quarterbacks. And Jalen, you know what? He earned it because he got on scout team.
Yep.
And he starting receiver on compete team, blocking our punts. And Coach was like, okay, now you can be part of the row.
Coach Dee Brown is with us here. You two were teammates in the 2001 season. That was, I believe, Coach Fox's first year with you guys when you really started to turn it around, going from that one-win team to 9-7 that year, and of course that set up the year after that. How did you guys meet? How much did you guys know about each other, and how did it lead to Dee Brown coming to Bowies Creek, North Carolina, to coach your running back?
Well, I mean, we met when he got to the Panthers, and came into the locker room, and big time recruit, I should say draft pick from Syracuse, and the story with Donovan Mcnabb and him changing over to running back and become a great running back. I mean, just think about that. He was a quarterback coming out of high school, and smart guy to be able to say, you know what, let me go play running back, and made a heck of a career out of it, and really helped us on third down, and was our change-up running back, and he wanted to go make more money, so he left us, and so that's how it goes. Him and Reggie. I told both of them, man, you need to stay, and they both left. And so I went back and got them, and that's why, they get it. They understand what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
They was part of that team that turned it around at the Panthers, and so, man, it was an easy sell for me to call them and say, hey, coach, look, I want you to come here, and I want you to take these running backs, because they great running backs, but they need a mentor who have done it, and come give them that wisdom, and that's what he's done, and I'm excited. But I used to bust him up in practice, you know what I mean? So give him some of that, and he enjoyed it. So now he come back for some more.
Coach Brown, what's your side of the story? When he makes that call, how much convincing does he have to do?
Mike is the big bro, and he was one of the guys as a rookie that I looked up to learn how to be a professional. Didn't say a lot. It was just by example. So the relationship has always been there. The admiration has always been there. And to answer your question, didn't take much at all. When he called and said, hey, man, I need you, that was it. Wherever you needed me at, I'm coming. So I just had to kind of talk to the family about it and get the approval, which, of course, I got because they're going to support wherever my heart is at. And so it was an easy yes. It was just getting here and finding out what the task was and putting the agenda together to get it done. So it didn't take much convincing at all. That's just how a bond and relationship is built, and that's how it's supposed to be when it's real.
And we have seen how fast you have really turned this running back room around. Let's go back to your sensational football career. I was going to hit on that story, a quarterback coming into Syracuse. There's a guy named Donovan Mcnabb, and you go to running back on those really good Syracuse team. What was it like playing for the Orange then?
I always call it the glory days. I mean, to win 3 consecutive conference championships with some great guys, a lot of draft picks, obviously highlighted by Donovan. That was a great time for me. Really propelled my career, obviously. It wasn't a hard decision to switch. I still played. I only played exclusively tailback my senior year. And even then, out of the 11 games we played, 2 of them I played quarterback. So I'm always in love with that position. Not from just a playing standpoint, but from the leadership and the other intangibles and how it impacts a team. It's like a chess match when you play in that position. So I just took those qualities and those intangibles and tried to make myself a great running back, which I think at the end of the day the numbers say that I was. But it was a great decision at the end of the day for me to switch. Donovan wasn't giving up much playing time, even in blowouts.
Yeah.
So, I had to tell Coach, like, hey, give me an opportunity to play somewhere else, and wound up working out for me.
No doubt. And now the Orange coming back a little bit, maybe trying to revive that after some down years. What do you think about what your alma mater's doing now?
One word, finally.
Yeah.
I'm elated with what Dino has been able to do. He started out fast, had a little lull of a couple of seasons where they were down, wasn't getting the recruits that we needed, but he stayed the course and changed some guys around as far as assistant coaches, athletic director. They have some people in their support staff who are doing a great job as well. And so we're just happy to have him and happy to, to be an alum and watch those guys now in the top 25. And so we're undefeated, and hopefully we can keep it going. We need one more win to get this bowl eligibility. I'll be there if we can, but we're behind them. We're behind Dino. We're behind Coach Anai, who's the offensive coordinator, and obviously that relationship with our offensive line coach, that's his father. So we're happy about it. I'm definitely happy about it.
You turned your successful championship-winning college career into a 6-year NFL career. You're with the Panthers for the 1 year, a couple other teams, and then the Kansas City Chiefs. First, we'll talk about that Panthers locker room. You said you came in as a rookie, so many guys turning it around. What an incredible locker room. What an incredible group of people.
Definitely. Like I said, Mike was one of the guys that, I looked up to. You had guys like Tim Biakabatuka, who was also a running back, come out of Michigan, just teaching you how to be an ultimate pro. And so we had a lot of older guys. My first was a rookie who kind of was, I would say, for themselves. Yeah. But it made the guys like Mike really stand out as far as if you want to be a quality pro and you want to build a program and an organization, this is how you do it. So that's what I migrated to. I had a level head coming in, so it was easy for me to, find those guys and not necessarily always ask questions, but just watch them and see how they do, how they perform, how they come to work every day. What's the important things in taking care of the body, studying film, staying late, doing the extra after practice. And so that's how, I believe that I was able to make a successful 6-year career out of it.
No doubt. And, of course, I covered you working local TV when you were a Carolina Panther in that locker room, and then I cheered for you when I wasn't working for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm from Missouri, and that's where you ended your career 05 and 06. And you forget until I pulled up, and I'm like, okay, who did he play with? That was Trent Green. That was Larry Johnson, Priest Holmes, Dante Hall, Tony Gonzalez, of course, the greatest tight end of all time. When you think back to that locker room, what was it like?
An explosive offense. Coach Dick Vermeil.
That's right.
It's funny that you bring that team up because Dick and Mike have a lot of the same personalities and
really?
Intangibles as far as how they bring a group together and how they develop coaches, not just players. And so it became a great team, defensively, offensively, special teams wise. But those guys that you bring up, I still talk to Larry every now and then, but talk about Tony Gonzalez, you really talk about an ultimate pro. You talk about Trent Green, that guy, hate that he got hurt. We would have probably had a better chance going into the playoffs and going deep into the playoffs. So, and that offensive line with Willie Rofe and Brian Waters, you're bringing back memories now as a very explosive offense. And it's a great time for me. And, from my start to end, I just had a great experience of being able to be in some offenses that were explosive and being under some guys who were great pros and Hall of Famers.
The same as Dick Vermeil, and that, of course, a Hall of Fame coach, something that he's done. I've never seen you cry once in happy times or bad times, but that's quite a compliment. Do you agree?
Well, it's definitely a compliment. I mean, you're talking about one of the greatest coaches, that ever done it, and I've studied Dick Vermeil. I don't know him, but to be compared to that from somebody who do know him in the locker room, behind the scenes, man, it's an honor. And I mean, I love people. I know he loved people. I love bringing people together to do something uncommon, and I know he was about that. I know that he was doing it for the right reason, trying to unlock the greatness out of everybody in his organization, and that's what we're about here at Campbell. And man, I'm just excited, to have Coach Brown here, to be able to give that wisdom from all them Hall of Fame players, from his experience, from all the different types of players and coaches that he's been around, to now bring that to these young men that's here tonight, man. That's why they flourishing. It's really that simple. Unlock the greatness in people, and that's the key, and that's what he's doing.
Yep. Charleston Southern, they come into town. Big South Conference play starts. You've been talking about, obviously, how important it is. There's 6 teams in the Big South Conference. You're one of them. You win your 5 conference games. Doesn't matter what happens anywhere else with anybody else. You go to the FCS playoffs. Would be the first time in this program's history. Charleston Southern, they've been a bugaboo for this team. What can you tell us about the Bucks this year? Well,
of course, they down right now. They 0-4, so it's it's been tough for them in the first 4 weeks, but they got a bye week, and I can guarantee you Audrey is going to have these guys ready to go.
Yeah.
He's going to refocus them. He's going to let them know the same thing I would let my guys know. It's about the 5 wins. That's it. And if you win these 5 games, you go to the playoffs. So this team will come in here prepared, ready to go, and giving us everything they have. When you look at their offense, up-tempo offense, it's even faster than our offense. And it's going to be a spread.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
even faster than your offense?
Yeah, Chris, these boys, they go now. And so it's going to be tough on our defense. Our defense got to play a great game in order for us to win this game. And then, their defense is still, flying around with the defensive line and being able to cover guys. And so it's going to be tough, man. Do not look at, what you see record-wise and think that these guys are down as far as talent, because they're not. And they'll be here, and they'll be ready to go. And what we have to do is do what we've been doing, playing smart and playing tough and having great starts.
That game coming up this Saturday at 4, the homecoming game. Tickets at GoCamels.com, 1-877-GO-HUMPS. We are here as well with former NFL pro and our running back coach in his first year, Dee Brown. All right, Coach, your stable of backs came galloping into the county seat. We're gonna visit with them coming up after the break, but I want you to go through and tell me about each one of these guys, your guys that mean so much to you and this team.
Well, I have a nickname for all of them. So obviously we'll start from the top with the big brother of them all, Bryant Barr, a.k.a. Formatic. So he does a great job of, as you can see, putting them all together. Probably brought them here together by himself. Then you have Lamagea, the big Punisher, number 1, Lamagea McDowell. You have Juice, number 26. That's Deante Jackson. Naquari Rogers, the little pup of the group, but he's growing up fast. I told him he's not a freshman anymore. He's a freshman in class, but he's a sophomore, junior on the field now with all the experience he's getting. And then we have the guys who really keep it all together. We talk about Tai Goode, probably one of the smallest backs in the nation, but one of the hardest workers I know in the entire nation. He's going to have his moment, and he'll maximize it. Chris McKay is a guy that I call my Shane Battier. He's the guy who just put him – he's going to make the corner 3, anytime you need him. So he's always ready to go. He's my Shane Battier. And then we have, our injured guy, Michael Jameson, who's really taking on a kind of a coach's role for me and being those eyes and, an extra set of eyes and intel for me and doing the things that we need to do to be successful as he gets himself back to go. So I have a great stable of kids that I kind of, live vicariously through as I watch them grow and as young men and as great players.
Finally, Coach, we'll talk about, and people can tell that maybe haven't heard you before that, how much you care about these guys, and that your post-football career, you got a counseling and therapy graduate degree, and then you've been really involved in the Institute of Restorative Practices. You were a trainer there, and then also in the QPR Suicide Prevention Gatekeeper Program. Those things, mental health, why is that so important to you?
It's important to me. Like Mike, I'm a people's person. I come from a family of educators. This is just my responsibility as an educator. And then personally going through my own mental health bout. At first, obviously being a gladiator, if you will, that's not something that you like to admit, but the experience really taught me that it's not just me, that we all have type of mental issues or disorders, if you will, that we need to come to grips with and be comfortable about talking about, because when you can do that, and that's part of unlocking that greatness in yourself, you become a better person. And now I can be my best version for them, for my family, for everybody that I encounter. So being a mental health therapist is a love of mine because I can put the two together. I think it's only 5% of African-American male mental health therapists, and I'm one of them. I don't know if there's any Division I football coach who's also a mental health therapist. So to be able to do those things and unlock not just the physical greatness in those guys, but try to attempt to unlock the mental greatness in them as well, it'll pay dividends not in the Big South championship that we'll win this year, but when they become husbands, when they become businessmen, pillars in their own community. That's what I'm, hopefully God gives me the opportunity to live and see that part of them too. So that's what's important.
Coach, you practice what you preach. You're not just coaching guys to play this great game of football. You're preparing guys for hopefully a football career, but then beyond that and beyond, aren't you?
Well, that's what it's all about, Chris. Why else do it, right?
Yep.
It's really to teach them how to be excellent everywhere, not just on the football field, but everywhere in their life. We talk about this stuff all the time. I really charge my assistant coaches to really be a father for these guys and really hold their hand, because so many people think that these young men come in ready to go. They don't know, right? So you got to teach them. They come in at 17 and 18 years old. How would they know? And if somebody didn't hold up their hand through these 4 and 5 years of understanding how to be a professional, then they would never know this stuff. And so it's very important. We do have a mental health, doctor on our staff that really pays attention to all this and talk to the coaches. We meet with her every Sunday after every game, so we can go through hours, right? Because we need it too. Like Coach Brown said, look, if we can't give what we don't have, and so we got to get it first, and then so we can give it to our young people, and that's what it's all about, Chris. And when I see my guys come back from the previous 9 teams, man, it's unbelievable.
Yep.
Because all these guys are doing great, and they able to now come back and say, Coach, what I was learning was way beyond what these other people is learning in the world today.
Yep, and so great that we can talk about mental health here in the middle of a grill on Monday night. You couldn't do that 5 years ago. You definitely couldn't do that when we were all coming up. It has been a treat, but stay tuned. The stable of backs is ready. We're going to have to get some more microphones out here. Coach, you're going to have to tell us who the starting 3 are up here, but we will hear from all of them when we come back after the break. This is Camel Call Live from the county seat in downtown Lillington.
Planning a tailgate? Then it's bow time. Bojangles has everything you need for the perfect tailgate, no matter how many fans you're trying to feed. There's the original tailgate, the super tailgate, and for a really big crowd, the jumbo tailgate special. And if you like your chicken off the bone, choose the Supreme's tailgate special that includes 12 perfectly seasoned tenderloin fillets. So grab the tickets, get that Bojangles tailgate special, and go. It's bow time.
Thanks to donors like you, the Fighting Camel Club provides championship resources for Campbell student athletes. Over the last 3 years, donations to the Fighting Camel Club have helped fund facility enhancements and coach-driven projects that have pushed the Fighting Camels to win 27 conference championships. For more information on how you can donate to the Fighting Camel Club, go to gocamels.com and click on the Give icon. The Fighting Camel Club, providing championship resources for Campbell student athletes.
Better ingredients, better pizza, better brace yourself, because Papa John's has done it again. Introducing Papa Bowls. No crust, just a whole bunch of those Papa John's toppings you love, baked to piping hot perfection. I'm talking crisp veggies, savory meats, all covered in melty cheese, and those signature sauces. Try flavors like Italian Meats Trio, Chicken Alfredo, and Garden Veggie, or get creative and build your own. Papa John's.
Campbell students have a new watering hole in town to enjoy on game day, hump day, or any other day when you just need a tasty meal to break up the intensity of studying for a test. At the Kicking Camel Grill, there is entertainment every day of the week, including trivia, cornhole, karaoke nights, and live music on the weekends. There's never a cover charge for music, and there's always a chill vibe at the Camel for you to hang out with friends. The Kicking Camel Grill, your oasis for great food and beverages. Well, welcome back live to the county seat in downtown Lillington. We've got a special treat for you now as our stable of running backs are here with us. Bryant Barr, Tai Goode, and Naquari Rogers are joining us up here on stage. And first of all, Bryant, we'll talk with you. You are the elder statesman of this group. Already 2 100-plus rushing yard games this season. Tell me about this group. You all guys came in together. We always see you together on campus. Tell me about this group, your group.
I feel like it started this spring. We started in January. We started building our bond and winter workouts when Coach D first got here. And it continued over into spring ball. And then it transitioned also into summer training with Coach Spellman, Camp Spellman. That's where we really got close, and all the hard work really starting to pay off.
You guys compete against each other. You're competing for playing time. You're competing for carries. How does it all work? You seem to gel together, even though you're all fighting to get out there and get the ball and help the team.
I feel like it's only motivation. I feel like we're only pushing each other to get better. So I feel like every day we working and practice hard to push each other, and it's just motivation. It's not necessarily it's a competition, but we don't really look at it as a competition. We look at it as motivation for all of us. Yes, sir.
Tai Goode is up here as well, and Tai, as Coach Dee Brown introduced you, he said you might be one of the smallest backs in all of Division I football, but you are the hardest working back in all of Division I football. Did he get that right?
Yeah.
Tell me about what it's like being with this group.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like all the work we put together, it just brought us closer. Like, everything we do it together, and we do it to the max.
What is it like working with day in and day out this coach who's in his first year with coaching you guys? What makes Coach Brown special?
He be real with us. Like, he down to earth. And he actually played the position, so we can actually learn a lot from him.
Tai, you have to wait sometimes a long time to get your carry. You came in at the end of the game. So did Chris McKay. So did Deante, and you guys got yours at the end of the game. Tell me about that run.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just be waiting for my opportunity and then just make the most of it. That's all I could do.
And that is Tai Goode. And now we'll go down to the youngest one in this group in the stable of backs, Naquari Rogers. As his head coach said, not a freshman anymore. Naquari, we saw you really get a lot of carries during that ECU game. And then coming up on Saturday, 11 carries, 78 yards. You averaged 7 yards per. What has gotten you comfortable over these last couple of weeks?
I'd say just molding into the system and just learning from my brothers as far as like them taking care of me as far as like what I need to do right, what I need to do wrong, showing me the games inside and out, and yeah, that's really it for real. Like just my support system.
I know there are so many answers to this question, but what are the big differences between high school ball and this level? Because you were toting the rock in high school just a year ago.
Yeah, it's definitely different. It's way faster, stronger. It's grown men out there, so it's like you gotta come with the intentions. Like every run, every play, everything maxed out. Like you can't go out there lacking. You gotta keep your head moving at all times. Everything just fast, and you gotta slow your mind down.
What do you like about this group, the seven of you, this stable of backs?
I say it's deeper than football. Like we a brotherhood. You feel me? Like it's just we like how Tai Goode said, we stay together no matter what we do. Like it's family. It's more than just football. Like we do everything together. As far as outside of football, meeting after practice, before practice, checking in on each other daily, like just brotherly stuff. Like these are my brothers.
And speaking of this brotherhood, okay, there is seven of you. Do you guys ever fight like brothers sometimes, or do you really get along that well?
Yeah, I would say, that's part of brothers. That's part of growing, getting to know each other. Everything isn't always pretty, but, we love each other, so we always find a way to work it out. And I feel like that's what really makes us brothers, because we always find a way to come back together.
Okay, so each one of you can answer this. Who is the funniest one of the bunch?
I don't know. Probably one of these two right here. Yeah, these two got all the jokes.
Tiger.
They both soft-spoken.
I was going to say they're both very soft-spoken, but these guys are the funniest guys of the bunch.
That's because this mic on.
You're the strongest of the bunch and the funniest of the bunch?
I don't even know. I'll say not, though.
I say Tai Goode, hands down. He do some crazy stuff. Like, I can't even explain.
You guys not only are so tight as a bunch, I really see this team gelling. There have been times that has been, defense versus offense. There's been, even with the offenses and defensive room, that there's been some friction. I do not see that with this team. Tell me about how this team is as a unit and as a whole.
I feel like it all starts with the leadership. I feel like it starts with Julian Hill, Hodge, Dorian Jones, Jackson Hayes, and Josh Johnson. Those are the captains of the team. And I feel like this summer, at the beginning of the summer, we all started to just have a plan and just all to work together. And I feel like I said, in Captain Spellman, that's when it all started. That's when we got even closer as a brotherhood as a running backs. And also, that's when the rest of the team just really bonded. We had a lock-in. We spent time together. We spent the night at the field house together. And I just feel like that's the difference in this team this year. We just have a real brotherhood. It's easy to say that you have a brotherhood, but we are actually putting actions into it, if that makes sense.
When you actually sit down to get to know somebody, that'll bring y'all closer. And as an offense, we did that in the summer. And as far as offense and defense gelling together, like Barr said, Camp Spellman, that's what did it for us.
How tough was Camp Spellman? I mean, I've heard stories about it. There was poor Mike Edwards almost cried up here when he was thinking about what he got put through in the summer. Was it really that hard? Now you guys are the strong guys. You guys are the guys that are in shape. Was it hard for even you guys?
I feel like as a group we kind of dominated it, but I feel like as a team it still was pretty tough though. But it wasn't easy. But I feel like as a group, this is just a strong group. Everybody in this group is mentally tough, so I feel like we all fought through it and we stuck together and we used each other as motivation, like I said, and we just kept uplifting each other. Even when somebody was tired, you seen them bent over or they was just hurting, even if they had to go throw up for a rep and they had to come right back, we all just uplifted each other. So we never let each other down.
Finally, Bryant, you have had 2 career games this year so far. You are a veteran on this team. You've toted the rock a lot. What's been the difference in your game this year? You've always been good. This year, you're great.
I feel like I actually just took this offseason serious. In the past years, I feel like I just took it for granted, and I didn't want to take this year for granted. So I feel like just knowing and seeing the opportunity I had in front of me, my brothers motivating me, and not wanting to live my life in regret. So I just put it all on the line.
3 of the stable of backs. We'll hear from the rest of them coming up after the break. Stick around. More Camel Call Live coming up.
Hi, Campbell fans. I'm Christy Yarbrough with RE/MAX United. Thinking about buying or selling or know someone who is? Let me help you make the right moves. It's important to work with the right agent with local knowledge and cutting-edge experience. I can help ease the pains of the buying or selling process by guiding you through the steps. Whether it's connecting you with the right lender, home inspector, handyman for those undone projects, staging and prepping your home for sale, or helping you find the ideal home that fits your family's needs. Visit my website for more information at christy.remaxagent.com. Go Camels!
I told her I wasn't gonna do it.
Here you go, ladies. I got 1 Sprite and 1 High C.
Thanks, but we didn't order these.
Compliments to the gentleman.
Thank you. His mom raised him right.
Get any size soft drink for just $1 right now at McDonald's.
Since 2019, the Fighting Camel Club has funded championship-level facility projects such as the Eakes Athletics Complex renovation for Campbell Soccer and a new strength and conditioning space inside Gore Arena. This fall, your Fighting Camel Club donations will fund a new sports medicine facility, a new locker room for women's basketball, and a new digital media lab for athletes to work on their personal brands. Providing championship resources for Campbell student athletes. That's the mission of the Fighting Camel Club. For more information, go to GoCamels.com and click on the Give button.
The double quarter pounder with cheese, fresh off the grill, cooked when I order it and not a moment before. And juicy? Hey, listen, I keep my napkin game up because I'm not trying to have this drip on my drip.
All right, welcome back to Camel Call Live. The homecoming game coming up this Saturday at 4 o'clock. Campbell goes into Big South Conference play to take on their Big South foe in Charleston Southern. And we've got a 5-pack of tickets to give away. So get out your tickets. And now it's time to see who wins the 5-pack of tickets for the homecoming game coming up this Saturday at 4 o'clock. The winning number is 625-576. 625-576. Do we have a winner? 625-576. All right, we're gonna pull another one here for the 5-pack of tickets. Here we go. 625-575. 625-575. The winner, if you didn't win tonight, GoCamels.com or 1-877-GO-HUMPS. The other half of the stable here with me as we have Chris McKay Jr., Deante Jackson, and Lamagea McDowell. And first, we'll start with you, Mr. McDowell. I have heard every coach on the team pronounce your name differently. I have read it runway. I think I have it right, but for once and for all, how do you pronounce your first name?
It's Lamagea McDowell.
Lamagea McDowell.
Lamagea. Yes, sir.
McDowell. Well, that's why you learn something every day. We'll start with you. You've been the red zone back in this stable of backs. What does that mean to you that you are the one getting a lot of carries when the ball's inside the 20 when you're so close to the end zone?
It means a lot. Mostly preparing for my moment. I think that's my moment, and that's my role for this team. So I just use it to my advantage and take full advantage of it.
What is it like when you're asked to do what you do between the tackles? How do you prepare for something like that?
Knowing the type of player I am and knowing my strengths, which is being a powerful back and running through those tackles and doing anything I can to get in the end zone.
Deante Jackson is up here as well. And Deante, boy, you have been a big part of this stable as well, catching passes out of the backfield and running. Tell me about your game and how it has moved from a totally different position to doing what you're doing now.
I just feel like do what's best for the team, and then when I get put in position to make the play, so it's great being able to go out there and take advantage of every opportunity that I get. So I just love it.
You were at a totally different position as well. Take me back to the beginning of your career here at Campbell and how everything changed.
Well, when I first got here, I got recruited at linebacker. So I played linebacker, and then after that year, I got moved to safety. And then after that year, I got moved to the running back group. But in high school, I always played offense. So when they moved me back to the running back group, I just felt at home. And then being with these boys right here just made it feel even better because everybody's so close-knit and it's just a great time being there 24/7.
Chris McKay Jr., you were called the Shane Battier coming off the bench, and you guys might not know who Shane Battier is, but you were the guy that they can go to at any time and do. I've been told by numerous coaches you're one of the most versatile in the stable. You came off the bench in the fourth quarter, ripped off a 14-yard run. Tell me about your play this year and playing with these guys.
So Shane Battier is like a guy that can make plays anytime that's needed. So it's just me taking the trust out of my coach and being ready for any moment that he has. I know against ECU, I had like 2 third-down conversions. I know that was big in the moments that we were in. And then coming off the bench in the fourth quarter, I was just ready for my moment, came out explosive play, did what I had to do, and then for the rest of the season, it's just always go mode. I'm saying we got a room full of backs that can go, so you never know what's coming your way. And I'm just soaking in every moment we got. We talk together, we go over plays together, and just be ready.
Chris, you guys are so close, but I've seen you out there on the practice field you guys really compete with each other. How do you flip the switch on and off as you guys are competitors, you guys are friends, you guys are a little bit of everything?
I wouldn't really say it's like a switch that we flip on and off, like Bryant Barr said. We don't look at it as like competing against each other. It's like, all right, like I just seen him do this, like I'm gonna go out there and try to do it better. It's like we having fun with it. So like taking all the like negativity out of competing between each other, it's not that. It's just, hey, if you can do it, I can do it better, bro. Watch this, bro. Let's have fun with it. Like, so like it's always interesting. You see one break 20, it's like, coach, let me go in. I'm gonna go break 25. So let's have fun with it. It make all of us better.
Lamagea, you were here last year, of course. A lot of you were. Coach Brown comes onto the scene, comes into the room. What was the difference with him as your head coach, as your positions coach?
I would say the main difference is knowing what the standard is. He always preaches about making the standard our minimum and always dominating at every rep, really.
Deante, what is it like having not only a former NFL player as a head coach in Mike Minter, but then your position coach doing what he did, unbelievable career in college, and then a 6-year NFL career? What is it like having an NFL man leading that room?
It's great. Just knowing everything he did and he teach you, he's done it firsthand, so you could put full trust in what he's saying to you, and then you could just take it to the field. So like when we go in practice and we're in the game, and we work these moves all week, and then it shows up in game day, and you see it. Oh, we just did that during practice, so it's like it's not it's second nature to us in a sense. So like just having him there and being able to put his knowledge with us is great.
Chris, what do you like about Coach?
He's always gonna keep it like thoroughbreed 100. Like it's raw, it's cutthroat, but I'm saying that's what you want to hear. The truth hurts sometimes, but I'm saying like that's the guy you need on your team. You don't want nobody that's gonna beat around the bush. You're gonna get straight to the point. In the meeting room is we laugh and joke all day. That's what make us so close. But when it's time to work, it's time to work. And he gonna tell the truth about it.
All right, you got Charleston Southern coming in. We've been waiting for Big South Conference play because this is your ticket to the playoffs. What can you tell us about what you see from the Bucks defense so far?
I see they're working hard, but I'm gonna be completely honest. Like with the group of guys we got in this room, it's nothing they can do for it. Like,
yeah,
it's nothing you can do. So
yeah,
we're pushing to go another 300+ game in the running back room. It's going to open up the passing game for Hodge and the rest of the receivers, but this is where the money at. It's back to running the ball.
Deante, 315 yards as a group. Incredible. What did it mean to have a game like that against a team that was previously undefeated?
We've been waiting for this moment all year because we know, like, with the ball in our hands, we could do anything. And you give us the ball, we run it, then we could pass it too. So we just know how versatile we are, and we just know if we run the ball, then it's going to open up everything else.
Finally, Lamagea, how good can this stable of backs be? How good can this team be from here moving forward?
I believe we can finish this out 9-2 in the regular season and Big South champions. And for this group, definitely we can have one or two backs be all conference.
Unbelievable. That's Lamagea, Chris, Naquari, Deante, Bryant, Tai, Michael. We know you're back there too as well, injured this year, but that is our stable of backs. It has been a fun show. You can see them put on a show this Saturday coming up at 4 o'clock, the homecoming game. That'll do it for Camel Call Live. Campbell coming off a 30-point blow-off win. Come out to Barker Lane Stadium this Saturday for homecoming at 4. GoCamels.com for tickets or 1-877-GO-HUMPS. Have a good week, everybody.